Hello, hello, hello. This is Attorney Mike Gravel coming to you from Chicago. As usual, I just got a quick one today. Amber Heard goes out and gives an interview, and my message is laid up about this. I thought we were done with it, but she just keeps digging. It's deliciously awful, and it's only a couple minutes, but I have to respond to it.
I don't care what one thinks about me or what judgments you want to make about what happened in the privacy of my own home and my marriage.
Yeah, you do. You care a lot about what people think about you. You wouldn't be on giving an interview right now. And what people think about you is that you're dishonest and that you made up a story to destroy somebody's life and further your own career. Even
if you think that I'm lying, you still couldn't look me in the eye and tell me that you think on social media there's been a fair representation.
I'm looking you in the eye to the extent possible right now and telling you I think there is a fair representation. If anything, it was in your favor. Johnny Depp had the problem. He was presumed guilty of something that it appears he was not guilty of, at least from the evidence presented at this trial. You've got to be kidding me. She actually says, assuming the facts against me, assuming arguendo that I did plot to destroy this man, I don't think my media treatment is fair. You have got to be kidding me. But it is funny.
You cannot tell me that you think that this has been fair.
There's no polite way to say it. The jury looked at the evidence you presented. They listened to your testimony, and they did not believe you. They thought...
Oh, it's reassuring to finally see the mainstream media drug against their will to the obvious conclusion, but they do as they always do and act like they were there to begin with.
You were lying.
I'll put it this way. How could they make a judgment? How could they not come to that conclusion? They had sat in those seats and heard over 3 weeks of nonstop, relentless testimony.
Congratulations, Amber. You figured out how our justice system works. He was the plaintiff. He goes first. He presents his case. This is a complex case, so it took a long time. Are you proposing that we scrap the justice system? I believe you are, actually. And that was the idea of Me Too with Believe All Women. It's an absurd notion. Until you have something better to offer, quit whining.
Paid employees, and towards the end of the trial, randos, as I say.
So you don't blame the jury?
I don't blame them. It wasn't, I don't blame them. I actually understand he's a beloved character.
Him being a beloved character has nothing to do with it. I don't give two hoots about Johnny Depp at all. I watched the testimony. What mattered is you were not credible and you looked horrible. You also admitted to basically a battery through a recording and via your testimony, and you did not prove any of the assertions that you were making. Therefore, the jury came to a very reasonable conclusion under the circumstance.
And people feel they know him. He's a fantastic actor.
I don't feel like I know him. I don't feel like I know him at all. I did develop some sympathy only during this trial because I saw you testify. Aside from that, I didn't care. And then I thought, here's a guy, despite the fact that he's famous, he's really gone through it with somebody who's not been fair to them. That's it. So stop with the straw man and the making assumptions about people observing this scenario, because it's all wrong.
Their job is to not be dazzled by that. Their job is to look at the facts and the evidence. And they did not believe your testimony or your evidence.
Again, how could they, after listening to 3.5 weeks of testimony about how I was a non-credible person, not to believe a word that came out of my mouth?
Oh, well, let's take a look at some of the testimony that you offered after all of that and see if that helps your cause.
You know, I feel so lonely. Like, no one knows everyone's just having a good time, you know, like normal stuff. So I just smiled, made a joke about how trashed the trailer got, and We had to get the manager, who started off furious that Johnny had wrecked the thing. And then he had this like black mesh tank top, not tank top, it was like a meshy kind of shirt on. And I remember he came into the trailer and looked around and was like, whoa, what happened here? Whoa. And Johnny had an exchange with him. And I remember watching this man be so charmed. It was just a kind of a surreal experience. And, you know, it just went away. You know, that just got fixed. We walked out of the trailer at some point. My dog stepped on a bee. We went to the vet and went on with our, you know, vacation. We actually went to another location after that, and then eventually went home and went about our life.
There's a reason why that bit is famous, because it's absolutely incredible. And she gives a poor appearance and gives testimony that is not believable. And that's why there are memes about it. That's what happens in these circumstances. You made very, very serious allegations against somebody with a good motivation to do so, and did not provide any of the proof you claim to have. You will be judged for that. You should be judged for that. That is what you do in a court of law. So the jurors took that in, along with the evidence from that was offered by both parties and the other testimony, and they came to the conclusion they came to.
As described in the restraining order and divorce settlement, money played no role for me personally and never has, except to the extent that I could donate it to charity, and in doing so, hopefully help those less able to defend themselves. As reported in the media, the amount received in the divorce was $7 million, and $7 million is being donated. This is over and above any funds that I have given away in the past and will continue to give away in the future. Did I read that correctly?
That is correct. I don't remember that last line, but I have no, it doesn't stand out to me as wrong.
There's nothing inaccurate in the statement.
Not that I recognize, no.
Mr. Depp donated $100,000 of the divorce settlement directly to the ACLU, is that right?
Right at the beginning of the divorce settlement, he donated $100,000
Of the charities, right?
That was always the agreement, actually, is for him to pay me directly. It was not his money as per the settlement agreement to give away and reap a tax benefit from. I said if he wants to do it and give to charity all of a sudden, then he should pay the correct amount and not try to get a big tax break for it. So effectively for his tax bracket, he should be paying double that amount to the charity directly. And if he wanted to pay the charity directly, he could. He could do that, was fine with me, but he would need to pay the adjusted amount.
Ultimately, the rest of the $7 million divorce settlement was paid directly to you, right?
Over time, yes.
And Mr. Depp didn't end up paying the rest of the $7 million divorce settlement directly to the charities you identified.
That is correct. He paid the installments to me.
You stopped that from happening, didn't you?
I don't understand what your question is. I'm sorry.
You stopped Mr.
I mean, the other way around.
And that's because you wanted the entire world to think that you were donating every penny of the $7 million divorce settlement as soon as you received it from Mr. Depp. Isn't that right?
No, I was going to be receiving it in installments, and I would be paying in installments.
Well, there you have it. Amber just keeps digging. It's unbelievable. It's an incredibly poor performance. She comes out. She has not learned a thing. She displays that. She says everyone else is wrong. She makes a horrible argument saying, assuming the facts against me, why are you mean to me? Well, assuming the facts against you, you did something awful that people don't like. And they've expressed that. Here at Law Talk, we like to have fun with silly stuff that happens in court, and every once in a while, and completely by accident, I assure you, you might learn something. Thanks for watching.